You've seen them in police cars, guiding the blind and standing guard at military bases around the world. But here's what most people don't know. The German Shepherd isn't just trained to be exceptional. They're built that way, at the genetic level. And today, you're going to discover exactly what's written in their DNA that makes them completely different from every other dog breed on the planet. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 8 specific genetic traits that set German Shepherds apart, why these traits make them the most versatile working dog in history, and what this means if you're thinking about bringing one into your life. Let's start with the trait that changed everything. Trait number 1, the intelligence gene complex. Here's something that'll blow your mind. German Shepherds consistently rank as the 3rd most intelligent dog breed in the world. But intelligence in dogs isn't just one thing, it's actually controlled by multiple genes working together. What makes the German Shepherd unique is something called adaptive intelligence. This is their ability to learn from their environment and solve problems independently, and it's hardwired into them. Scientists have identified specific genetic markers in German Shepherds that affect their prefrontal cortex development. That's the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and problem-solving. Their DNA literally programs them to think before they act. You know how some dogs will just bark at a closed door? A German Shepherd will test the handle. They'll look for alternative routes. They'll remember that the back door might be unlocked. This isn't training, this is genetics. But here's where it gets really interesting. This intelligence comes with a cost. German Shepherds need mental stimulation. It's not optional. Their DNA drives them to work, to solve problems, to have a job. Without it, that same intelligence can turn into destructive behavior. They're not being bad, they're literally being driven by their genetic programming to do something with that brain power. Trait number 2. The loyalty mutation. Now, all dogs are loyal to some degree, but German Shepherds take it to a completely different level, and there's a genetic reason why. Research has shown that German Shepherds have variations in their oxytocin receptor genes. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone. It's what makes you feel connected to the people you love. In German Shepherds, these genetic variations make them bond more intensely and more selectively than most other breeds. What does this mean in real life? It means a German Shepherd doesn't just love their family. They form an almost unbreakable psychological attachment. They don't just want to be near you, they need to be near you. It's in their DNA. This is why German Shepherds are famous for their one-person devotion. Sure, they'll be friendly with the whole family, but there's usually one person they consider theirs. The person they'll follow from room to room. The person they'll protect above all others. This genetic trait makes them exceptional guard dogs and personal protection animals. But it also means they can develop separation anxiety more easily than other breeds. That intense loyalty is coded into every cell of their body, and you can't just turn it off. Trait number 3. The working drive inheritance. Here's where German Shepherds become truly unique. Their work ethic is genetic, not taught. When Max von Stephanitz created the German Shepherd breed in 1899, he specifically selected dogs with an intense drive to work. And he didn't just breed for it once, he embedded it into the foundation of the breed. Over 125 years of selective breeding, this trait has become one of the most dominant genetic characteristics of the German Shepherd. Scientists call this adaptability, the innate desire to work with humans and take direction. German Shepherds have genetic markers associated with higher dopamine production during task completion. Translation? They literally get a chemical high from doing work and completing jobs. This is why you'll see German Shepherds excel at absolutely everything. Police work, search and rescue, herding, protection, therapy work, detection, military operations. Their DNA rewards them for working. Other breeds can be trained to do these jobs, but German Shepherds are driven to do them. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't something you can breed out or ignore. A German Shepherd without a job is a German Shepherd that will create their own job, and you probably won't like what they choose. This genetic drive is why the breed isn't for everyone. It's not about being a tough owner. It's about understanding that you're working with powerful genetic programming. Trait number 4, the athletic build blueprint. Let's talk about the German Shepherd's body, because their physical structure is just as genetically unique as their mind. The German Shepherd has what's called a ground-eating gait. Watch one move at a trot and you'll see something remarkable: effortless, flowing movement that covers massive distances with minimal energy. This isn't an accident. It's the result of specific genetic coding for their bone structure, muscle attachment points, and joint angles. Their DNA programs for a specific body type: a long, strong back, powerful hindquarters, and a deep chest. These aren't just aesthetic features. They're functional traits that make the German Shepherd one of the most athletic and enduring breeds on Earth. But here's the genetic trade-off. That same body structure that makes them so athletic also predisposes them to certain health issues. Hip dysplasia, for example, is partially genetic. The genes that code for their powerful build sometimes come with a higher risk of joint problems. Responsible breeders test for these genetic markers and select breeding pairs carefully to minimize these risks. But it's crucial to understand that the German Shepherd's incredible physical abilities and their health vulnerabilities are sometimes two sides of the same genetic coin. Trait number 5, the courage factor. And now we get to perhaps the most impressive genetic trait: courage. You might think courage is learned or trained, but in German Shepherds, it's genetic. Studies have identified specific genes related to fear response and stress resilience that show unique variations in working dog breeds. And German Shepherds have some of the most pronounced differences. Their DNA codes for lower baseline cortisol production and different amygdala responses to threats. In plain English, they're genetically programmed to stay calm in situations that would send other dogs into panic mode. This is why German Shepherds run toward danger instead of away from it. Why they'll step between their owner and a threat without hesitation. Why they're the first choice for police and military work worldwide. Their bravery isn't just training, it's literally written in their genetic code. But, and this is important, this genetic courage combined with their intelligence means they're not recklessly brave. They assess situations. They respond proportionally. A genetically courageous but unintelligent dog would just be dangerous. A German Shepherd's DNA gives them both courage and the intelligence to use it appropriately. Trait number 6, the sensory superiority. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. German Shepherds have genetically enhanced sensory abilities that go far beyond what most people realize. Let's start with their sense of smell. All dogs have incredible noses, but German Shepherds have approximately 225 million scent receptors compared to a human's 5 million. But it's not just about the number, it's about how their brain processes that information. German Shepherds have a larger olfactory bulb, the part of the brain that analyzes smells, and this is coded into their genetics. This is why they're the go-to breed for detection work. Explosives, narcotics, cadavers, missing persons. German Shepherds can distinguish between thousands of different scents and identify the one they're trained to find. Their DNA gives them the hardware, and their intelligence lets them use it effectively. But their sensory abilities don't stop there. German Shepherds also have exceptional hearing. They can hear frequencies up to 65,000 hertz, compared to humans who max out around 20,000 hertz. More importantly, they have 18 muscles in their ears that allow them to rotate and tilt them independently, pinpointing the exact source of a sound with remarkable accuracy. And then there's their vision. While dogs generally don't see color the way humans do, German Shepherds have been selectively bred for superior motion detection and night vision. Their eyes contain more rod cells than cone cells, which means they can detect movement in low-light conditions far better than we can. This genetic trait makes them exceptional guard dogs. They can spot an intruder in near darkness before any human would notice. All of these sensory abilities work together, creating a dog that's constantly processing massive amounts of environmental information. It's like having a supercomputer running 24/7, and it's all thanks to their genetic programming. Trait number 7, the protective instinct gene. Protection and courage aren't the same thing, and German Shepherds have both coded into separate genetic pathways. The protective instinct is about territoriality and guarding behavior. It's controlled by different genes than courage, and German Shepherds have very specific variations in these genes that create their legendary protective nature. This instinct isn't aggression, it's discernment. A German Shepherd with proper genetics and training can distinguish between a real threat and a harmless stranger. They can read body language, assess intent, and respond appropriately. This is why they make such good personal protection dogs and family guardians. Their DNA programs them to establish and defend a territory. This territory includes their home, their family, and often their vehicle. They don't guard these spaces out of fear or aggression. They guard them because their genetics tell them this is their responsibility. But here's what makes German Shepherds special in this regard. Their protective instinct is balanced. They're not reactive or paranoid. They're watchful and thoughtful. They'll alert you to something unusual, but they won't go into full protection mode unless there's a genuine threat. This balance is genetic, and it's been carefully preserved through generations of selective breeding. This is also why socialization is so crucial with German Shepherds. Their protective instinct is powerful, but it needs to be shaped. You're not training them to protect. They'll do that naturally. You're teaching them what's normal and what isn't, so their genetically programmed protection instinct can work the way it's supposed to. Trait number 8, the adaptability code. The final genetic trait that makes German Shepherds unique is something that ties everything else together: adaptability. German Shepherds have remarkable behavioral flexibility coded into their DNA. This means they can function effectively in wildly different environments and roles. The same genetics that make them excellent police dogs also make them wonderful family pets. The same drive that pushes them to excel in military operations can be channeled into competitive obedience or agility work. This adaptability is genetic, not just behavioral. Studies have shown that German Shepherds have specific gene variations related to stress adaptation and environmental resilience. They can adjust to new situations, new handlers, new jobs, and new environments more readily than most breeds. Think about it. German Shepherds work in scorching deserts and frozen tundra. They live in apartments with active owners and on farms with room to run. They serve in war zones and cuddle with children. They detect explosives and guide the blind. No other breed has this range, and it's because their DNA gives them the capacity to adapt. But adaptability doesn't mean they're easy. It means they're versatile. They still need everything we've talked about: mental stimulation, physical exercise, socialization, and purpose. The difference is that German Shepherds can find that purpose in many different ways, as long as their genetic needs are met. This genetic adaptability is also why German Shepherds have remained one of the most popular breeds for over a century. As the world has changed, as jobs and needs have evolved, German Shepherds have proven capable of changing with it. Not because trainers forced them to adapt, but because their genetics gave them the tools to do so. So let's bring this all together. What you're looking at when you look at a German Shepherd isn't just a dog. You're looking at over a century of genetic selection for very specific traits: intelligence, loyalty, work drive, athleticism, and courage. No other breed has this exact combination coded into their DNA. That's not opinion, that's genetics. This is why German Shepherds dominate working dog roles worldwide, why they're simultaneously the perfect family protector and the most demanding pet breed, why they can be your most loyal companion and your biggest challenge. Their DNA doesn't just make them different, it makes them exceptional. But exceptional comes with responsibility. If you found this deep dive into German Shepherd genetics as fascinating as we did, hit that subscribe button. We're exploring the science behind what makes different dog breeds unique, and trust me, we're just getting started. Drop a comment below. Do you have a German Shepherd? Have you seen these genetic traits in action? Or are you thinking about getting one and want to know more? And if you want to understand another breed at this level, let us know which one in the comments. Thanks for watching. Now you know what makes German Shepherds truly unlike any other dog on Earth.